So good day everyone and salam alaikum. On behalf of Global CI Forum, Pure Storage and BMB, I welcome all the online attendees to this virtual summit on modern infrastructure platform for business critical applications, DevOps and analytics. So better user experience, reduced footprint for resources and higher user satisfaction. These are key parameters of any successful digital business strategy, whose end objective is to drive revenue and improve business outcomes. So for the success of any enterprise, it is imperative that business critical applications run seamlessly without any interruption. And at the heart of the whole process is the modern infrastructure, which plays a key role in ensuring the optimization of resources and improving user experience. So in this virtual summit, we will consider modern infrastructure platform for business critical applications, scaling DevOps agility, and modernizing infrastructure for the everywhere data. Leading us through today's virtual summit are Rock Sorofim, Group Marketing Leader, BMB, Michelle Atala, Technical Director for Reach Levant, BMB, and from the Pure Storage side, Yahya Jaber, Saudi Arabia Account Manager at Pure Storage, Yusuf Mohammed Mana, Principal Systems Engineer for EMEA Middle East at Pure Storage. So before we begin this virtual summit, here are some housekeeping rules. All attendees are on mute throughout the session. So please do post your questions for the speakers through the chat option, and they'll be happy to take all questions at the end of this session. So now I would like to call on Rock Sorofim from BMB to begin this virtual summit. So welcome, Rock, over to you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I will share my screen. I hope you can see it. And I'll...
Yes, Rock, it's good to go.
All right. Thank you very much for being here today. So I'm going to take you through a few slides to present BMB for those who don't know BMB. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so BMB basically is a system integrator. Most of you know it already. We've been working in Saudi Arabia for the past 14 years, and we've achieved a lot of positive results there, and we have around more than 400 clients already in that country. So basically, what is BMB? BMB is a system integrator. We've been working across multiple verticals for so many years, and we have global partners, and of course, Pure Storage is one of our global partners. And basically, we're here today to discuss about data centers, and I will give it on later to Michelle. But before that, just to give you a quick brief about BMB. As I said, we're global, so we're across 3 continents. Our presence is across 3 continents. We are in the Middle East, of course, where it all started. We've moved also to Africa, and we are also present in some countries in Europe, mainly France and Spain, with different divisions. So in numbers, basically, we've been in the market since 1995. We are around 400 people working with 3,000 plus clients across these 3 continents. We have a very positive, very good NPS score. So we have a good satisfaction rate from our clients, which we are very proud of. And as I said, we work across many countries. We have 17 offices in the MENA and in the MENA region and in Europe. Our divisions. Today, we're talking about the main division, which is involved today is BNB Reach, which is we work around the enterprise networks, data centers, infrastructure, everything that is basically the core of what BNB started. But along the years, we've basically increased our scope in the ITC sector. So today we work for in enterprise content management. We have a dedicated division called BNB Direct, where we do also customer relationship management, service management, all these business process management, all these solutions related to this business. We're actively involved since 2 years now in AI and data analytics with the BNB Drive, which is another division. Of course, we also have the mobility part, which is BNB Move. So everything related to Salesforce automation and all mobile device management related to the distribution business, which is the core business of BNB Move. In addition to that, we have other areas where we have grown our expertise. We have a newly established partnership with Spain, with a company in Spain for AR/VR. It's called InnoArea. We are in the technology education as well with BNB Smart. We work also on BNB on digital healthcare projects in Egypt. So we are there with this division, and we are also in Europe present with a cybersecurity partnership with our partner there called Potec. So this is mainly our broad scope of activities. So thank you very much for being here today, and I will hand the floor now to Michel. Michel is going to talk more about the subject of today. And so thank you very much, and hope you have a great session.
So Michel, if you can unmute yourself, please.
Yes, okay. Is it okay now?
Yes, perfect. Audio is good and presentation is looking fine. Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. So, okay. Thank you for joining us today. Good morning, everyone. I will go through a presentation of BNB modern infrastructure, which is part of BNB Reach. We will see how BNB can help you modernize your IT infrastructure. First, I will give an overview of all our portfolio in one single slide. Then I will try to give go through some use cases, some practical use cases to show some of these solutions. So if we look at the different building blocks in a data center IT, you see at the bottom, you see here you have the hardware layer, which is the foundation layer, which is basically the hardware storage compute that you have in the data center. On top of that, you have the virtualization layer, which is trying to make a logical pool of these resources to better optimize the use of these resources. Then on top of the virtualization layer, you have the automation, which is basically giving management, end-to-end management for everything that is below. And of course, on top of the stack, you have your application. So whatever we're doing in your data center is to serve your application, to make it more agile, to make it more highly available, to make it the right performance for this application, etc. So where do we start? How do we effectively transform your IT infrastructure. Of course, it all starts at the foundation layer. We call it a modernized infrastructure. So the first step in this journey is to adopt a modern infrastructure. We have helped in BNB a lot of our customers adopting hyper-converged and converged infrastructure, which is a prime pillar in modernizing infrastructure. In these technologies, we have the network, the storage, and the compute collapsed in one single solution, offered as designed and offered from a single vendor and supported and maintained from a single provider through BNB. So this will facilitate a lot the operation of these infrastructures, and it will give you a flexibility for your application. Another aspect of modern infrastructure is the adoption of software-defined networking. And here we have solutions from Cisco ACI and from VMware NSX, which are leaders in this area. We have many deployment already. Sometimes we have them both, where we see Cisco ACI as underlay and NSX as overlay. The purpose here is to have an orchestration where you can have a consistent policy for your fabric across all your data center networking and routers. We do this through APIC with Cisco ACI. We complement this with the use of Cisco Tetration, which is basically give us more insight about the applications that are running in your data center. This is very important to understand which application is talking to which other application. We build something we call application dependency mapping with the Tetration, where we will extract this information and push it in Cisco ACI to implement micro-segmentation in your data center. An example would be two virtual machines running in the same host, where we can deny or allow communication between these two VMs through micro-segmentation. One aspect of the modern infrastructure is to adopt flash and NVMe storage with Pure Storage. Now with Pure, you can have even end-to-end NVMe all the way from your host through your Cisco switch to your disk in your storage array. And our choice for the server is definitely Cisco servers, which are in the market almost for 10 years now. And the last innovation, these servers is the ML series which we are using with Pure, with the flash stack converged infrastructure. These servers, they come for to do deep machine learning tasks. They come with NVIDIA GPUs for your AIs and machine learning applications. Now, on top of this, there's the virtualization layer. I will not go through the virtualization, the classical virtualization hypervisor, you all know it, but I will emphasize on one point, which is the HyperFlex application platform. This platform is becoming important with the rise of microservices application and containerized application in data center. So there's a lot of adoption of this application nowadays, the new applications which are microservices based, and you need a Kubernetes platform to run them. Now you can have your own Kubernetes cluster and you get your own open source tools, or you can get a platform ready, production grade from Cisco, which is basically a HX application platform, which comes with a hypervisor, with hyperconverged, with Kubernetes, with management tools, with the logging tools, all what you need to run Kubernetes in a production grade network. Now, Pure Storage, they have a recent similar offer. Recently, they have acquired a company called Portworx, which basically do the same. So we're giving you a container as a service for on-prem deployment. On top of that, there's the automation. I will go through a use case with Cisco Intersite. But concerning your private cloud, we're doing this with VMware vRealize. We can build a private cloud for you on-prem, where you can have a self-service portal, you can have a self-service catalog, etc. And then we can stretch this private cloud to the public cloud. We at BNB, we're a partner with AWS as well. And here we will end up running a hybrid mode. This is mainly all the data center nowadays, and they will continue to be hybrid in the future. We will help you identify which workload you need to keep on-prem, which workloads you need to move to the cloud, and we will, that depend on many factors. It could be the delay, the performance, how critical is your workload, and we will help you migrate this workload to the public. Now, not to forget, of course, that whatever you're doing on your main data center, you need to protect it to in a DR side. So you put the same application in DR or a minor version of this application in DR, and you start doing replications. Here we've seen in the market there's a lot of replications that are very complex because of the nature of different applications that you have from in the main site. Let's, for instance, you have a replication at the storage level, you have a replication at the hypervisor level, you have a replication as well as the application level, like in Oracle RAC, Oracle Data Guard, or let's say in SQL always on. So you will end up having a complexity and different replication technique to the DR side. So this is why we're offering IBM Resiliency Orchestration, which gives you a holistic view of all these different techniques that you're having for the replication, and it will allow you to manage the replication, automate the failover and failback, and most importantly, to run your drill testing to simulate it without effectively doing a drill test, and to measure in real time your RPO and RTO requirements that are defined by the business. So if there's any deviations from this requirement, let's say you decided an RPO of 15 minutes and it deviated beyond that, you will get notified with, you can see it and get notified with such a solution from IBM Resiliency Orchestration. In a nutshell, this is what we're offering in our data center in BMB. Now, for the use case, I've chosen first use case Cisco multi-pod ACI with Pure Storage Active Cluster. We already have multiple deployment of Cisco multi-pod in the region. The purpose here, you have two sites, main and DR, and the purpose is to stretch the two sites together and to have a consistent policy across the two sites from a software networking perspective. Now, we will complement this by adding Pure Storage Active Cluster. Pure Storage Active Cluster is a real active cluster. It's a very simple and it's coming free of charge with all the Pure Storage arrays. It will let you have zero RPO and RTO. So the purpose of this setup is to reach a zero RPO and RTO between your head office and DR, and we're stretching layer 2 across any layer 3 domain. Again, the purpose is to have your applications protected and available instantly, which is RTO of 0, instantly in a case of main DR failure, and to have your data with zero loss, which is the RPO of 0 in case or in an event of disaster. This setup is validated by Cisco through Cisco validated design and available publicly. You can check it on the internet. Another use case is Cisco Intersite. With Cisco Intersite, we're doing a unified or a single pane of glass management for all the infrastructure I've talked about. You can manage Cisco servers, Cisco HyperFlex. You can manage again VMware, and you can manage as well Pure Storage. So Cisco with Pure Storage, they have this alliance. They built this connector with Pure Storage in order to consolidate the management in one single console under Cisco Intersite. Not only you can manage here, just to give you a view of the GUI, you can see here the inventory, the servers, the HyperFlex. You can see the storage from Pure, how many hosts I have, what's the provisioned and used space, etc. You can not only manage, you can do orchestration as well. So orchestration means that you can execute any repetitive tasks that you have in your data center. With Cisco Intersite, it has a library of predefined tasks, and these tasks you can put together in a certain workflow. let's say you need to create a certain volume on your storage, and this storage you need to map it to a host, ESX host, and you need to run a virtual machine and attach it to the storage. So instead of doing these tasks manually, you can automate them, and you can let inter-site interact with all these different components in your data center, whether it's pure storage, vCenter, or the servers, and do this job in an automated way for you. Now, the third use cases that shows this integration and BMP capability to provide end-to-end solutions is to integrate Pure Storage with AWS. Now, Pure Storage, they have a software version which is called Cloud Block Store for AWS. The benefit of such a solution is to get all the advantages of the cloud from the model of the cloud, from pay as you go, the consumption model, and at the same time keep the same user experience and keep the same experience that you have for your storage admin, because you'll be running exactly the same software that you have on-prem, but you will put it on AWS, and you will centrally manage both of them with Purity One, which is a software, cloud-based software for unified management for everything that is storage. It is a very flexible use case. Now with Pure Storage as well, you have the flexibility, and you will be charged based on the consumption, and you can use this if you have a contract with Evergreen. You can use this consumption whether on-prem or on the cloud. You can use it to have your DR instead of building a DR on-prem. You can have only your main data center on-prem, and you can have your DR on AWS, or you can choose to run your development and testing environment on Pure Storage on AWS. With this, I will summarize our offering in the data center. We've seen that the three pillars or the three steps or processes for your IT transformation, it starts with modernization by adopting technologies like converged infrastructure, hyperconverged, scaling out, NVMe, etc. With automation, we can do self-service portal. We will do a hybrid cloud. We will provide container for as a service platform. We'll do DR orchestration, etc. And then the last step will be the transformation of your IT and processes, which is not mentioned in this slide. And of course, we have the security, which is an integrated part across all the areas. We didn't touch it much in this presentation, except maybe in the ACI part. But in BNB, we have a great focus on security in all the aspect of the enterprise. So this is how we're providing you end-to-end data center solution. So wherever you are on your transformation journey, we at BNB, we have the services, we have the knowledge, we have the products from leading vendors, and we have the experience to help you in this journey. Thank you very much for your time. I will give it now to Yahya from Pure Storage team. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michelle. And good morning, everyone. I hope that you are seeing my screen now. So I'm going into the presentation mode. So everything is clear now. Wonderful. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for attending this mutual event between Pure Storage and BNB. I am Yahya Jabbar, the account executive for Pure Storage in Saudi Arabia's office. In the next 5 minutes, I'll tell you more about Pure Storage and why to move now and why to take the action now. So in Pure Storage in 2009, when we have Pure Storage started in 2009, the main objective was to reinvent the data experience and to revolutionize the storage industry. And now, after almost 10 years of our establishment, we are proud to announce over than 8,000 happy customers around the world. Almost 50% of the Fortune 500 customers are Pure Storage already. In addition, we are proud to announce our leadership in Gartner Magic Quadrant as well as in Net Promoter Score. Actually, in Pure Storage for the past 6 years,
We are the only storage vendor that is gaining market share year over year, while the other legacy storage vendors are either losing their market share or they are struggling in keeping it. In November 2020, Gartner Magic Quadrant has announced the primary storage arrays results. And in Pure Storage, we are proud that we are leading the leaders, positioned at the top of the completeness of vision and the ability to execute. And this is our 7th year in a row as being recognized as a leader in all flash arrays. So why now? The question that raised up to everyone that why should I move now? Simply because the data is exponentially growing and adding to it the complexity nature of the data that is coming now. Knowing that the data is coming from different resources, coming in different nature and in different formats, different protocols, which made a huge challenge to the enterprises to manage this data. And unfortunately, not managing it the right way will definitely lead to a lost business opportunities. While if managed the right way, it can be a resource to the enterprise and create business opportunities. So this is why Pure Storage is going to help you to better utilize your resources and your capabilities. So today in 2020, the infrastructure world has changed. Now you can see that the customers are talking more about modern cloud native applications. More are expecting as a service offering. So like pay as you go or in demand and so on. Now the customers are more thinking about the global reliability by having a resiliency across public and private clouds. Now the customers are expecting automation on the layer, on the infrastructure layer that they have. They are looking for a full stack for containers and VMs running all the way together. Now the customers are considering Flash for all of the environment aspects. It's not only for the production. Now it's for the production, for the test and development, for the backup and restore. Now the concept of having a slow storage is not acceptable. Now it's all about having speed, performance, and real-time results. So in Pure Storage, we have managed to get a very unique model, which called the Evergreen Storage. The Evergreen Storage combined the best of the two worlds, from the technical aspect and from the business aspect. So in Pure Storage Evergreen, we have investment protection for the customers. So you will never pay the price of the terabyte twice. We have non-destructive upgrades all the ways for all the models. We have a flat and fair maintenance for our support, which means that the prices will never inflate, or you will never be shocked by inflation on all the prices year over year. You have no downtime. The term of downtime is not in Pure Storage dictionary. Upgrade flexibility. You always have the flexibility to upgrade from model to model or from generation to generation. We have the every 3 years tech refresh for the controllers for free, and it's for forever. We have no forklift upgrade required for our upgrades. And by the way, there is no data migration. We call it data in place migration. You have always the white glove support 24/7. Always you have instant access to level 2 support. And all of that is backed up by the right size guarantee, which will guarantee for you that you will get the capacity and the performance that you have been cited for. So now I'll leave the stage to my colleague Yusuf to tell you more about how to utilize these in your environment, these capabilities and these features in your environment and in technical way. So Yusuf, the stage is yours.
Hello?
Yes, Yusuf, slides are looking good.
Great. Thank you all for joining. So I just really want to continue from the point that my colleague Yahya just stopped there. It's just about saying that the market it changed, the workload. There is new workload here with this new era or this new software era. The key. Okay, the key market drivers, okay, for all of this digital era is mainly about like how we can have this data. Okay, it's all about data. You store all of this data. So the main drivers for this, how I can use this data, how I can protect this data, how I can really get enough performance, okay, to do as much as I can with this data, how I can maintain this growth of this data. So data became it's a real asset for all organization. I'm talking about like from banking down to healthcare to any retailer store to telecommunication, because now no more is talking about storing the data. It's all about like how I can use this data and how I can get benefit of my data for this business. Okay, so just to have a screenshot about Pure Storage portfolio, and this is where we really can help you to address all of this requirements or all of this demands in the market. So first of all, we have like a Flash Array X, which is mainly our block and file unified box. It's mainly for highly performance workload, mission critical applications. We have Flash Array C from capacity. We talk about like also unified box for tier 2 application, for backup, for archive. So we have a full portfolio that can help store this data and use this data. Also, we have FlashBlade, and FlashBlade is mainly scale out NAS and object storage, where you can have on-prem cloud storage, where you can use it as exactly as you can see that you can use the cloud storage from AWS now. And we have full solution, which is a Flash Stack, which is fully engineered solution with partnership with Cisco and deliver like full stack with compute storage, and it's mainly a full solution. And we have AI ready infrastructure solution, which is also with partnership with NVIDIA. We have also cloud offering, where we can offer our storage as a software there in the cloud, where you can use the same exact way, pay as you go, the same way we can do it on-prem as well. We have also the product that my friend Michelle was talking about, is Portworx, and it's mainly storage, software-defined storage for container environment. This is about how you can serve storage for containers, how you can build a replication and the granularity go down to the containers, how you back up containers. So we deliver end-to-end solution, okay, from traditional legacy application to modern application to cloud native application. And on top of that, we have our unique support service, which is Pure One, where we can do self-driven storage management and monitoring to do proactive and predictive support. Now, Pure Storage, we are really understanding this market. We really that the market now is looking for more fast storage, is looking for having data everywhere, which is cloud everywhere, is looking mainly for how to have a very simple storage here, very simple storage. Also is looking about like how we can build a solution that I keep the innovation on top of that. So Pure Storage, honestly, we don't like anybody to call us as a storage company or storage arrays. No, it's more about data platforms. So we are shifting big time, or we are shifting the market about like being a storage company is more about data as a service. How we can build you a storage that you can serve your application from legacy application, core application, mission critical application to the new and modern application type of application, and how we can automate all of this, how we can make it more simple, how we can make it more intelligent, how we can automate, how we can reduce the time to market from the resources itself, how we can simplify the operation. And this is where we build the whole automation and orchestration layer. So you can have any product from Pure Storage, from block storage, object storage, NAS storage, cloud storage, and you can have whatever automation, whatever solution on top of that, and you can facilitate all of this automation. You can build your own private cloud, you can build your own hybrid cloud, and this is what I'm gonna talk more about it in this slide. So think about it, like if I build a solution today on-prem and I use, for example, OpenShift, and I decided to move to the cloud. How I can shift that, how I can shift all my automation, all my jobs, open all my containers. This is where Pure Storage can help you here. We can really build you a true hybrid cloud architecture where you can really have run on-prem, run on cloud, move the data, unify the data service in the backend, remove the edge between the cloud and on-prem, how we can automate everything, how you can automate refreshing databases, how you can automate DevOps cycle for the people here that they do like in-house software development. So all of this can be in one solution by Pure Storage. Now, if you take the big picture, okay, and this is like my friend Michel, he was like he showed that slide, but I want to take it bigger a little bit about like how I can have on-prem, have like co-allocated site. I have cloud. Now cloud I can have in Amazon, I can have in Azure. How I can connect all of these data centers or all of these systems to be under one umbrella, under one management interface. And this is where really Pure can offer for you the true hybrid cloud architecture. So if we take the complete portfolio deployment, really we take you from on-prem to hybrid cloud to multiple cloud. It's not only hybrid cloud, it's also multiple cloud. So you can build your own private cloud, you can integrate with any public clouds to build the hybrid cloud model, or you can have the multi-cloud model where you can have some systems running in Amazon, some system running on in Azure, and some system running on-prem. The main factor here, how I can move my data in and out, how I can move my data from Azure to Amazon, how I can reduce the cost of that, because all of this provided by our system, which is free of charge, because all software included. We don't charge for any extra software license. Now, the main other factor is how to protect this data. We have a native solution to protect against ransomware. So how we can protect the data not to be attacked, or how we can protect the data even not to be encrypted. And if the attacker managed to get access to the storage, how we can prevent him from deleting this storage, deleting this volume, or deleting these file systems. So this is where Pure, we have a native solution for ransomware, and this is applied for all our platform or data platform from our portfolio. Now, what the challenge that most of the organizations they face? It's mainly about like, okay, I have this architecture, or I have this application, I have this solution, I have this initiative, I have this database. I need to build an application stack, or I need to build architecture. So they just keep struggling, like, okay, what the best storage, what the best compute, how I can integrate all them together, how I can make it more flexible, make it like simple to deploy, how I can avoid like forklift upgrades, how I can maintain the cost, which is the major driving factor here, how I can reduce the cost. So all of this, like we see it like most of challenges that the customer they think about it when they come and just design like an infrastructure for any application. So most of the customer comes and they just say like, okay, what I need, like shall I go with reference architecture like proposed by any vendor, or shall I go with converged infrastructure or hyper converged? So everybody now, and I have seen it with many customers, that they are struggling to decide what is the right solution for me, what is the right solution for my infrastructure. Okay, so in Pure Storage, we have a strong partnership with Cisco that we build one stack. We call it the Flash Stack solution, that you can have or consolidate all of the solution together. It's just from, you can run converged infrastructure by using Cisco UCS plate servers with Pure Storage. If you have some workload where you need HCI, you can use the HCI for Cisco in one stack. It's fully reference architecture. We have even Cisco validated design by Cisco and Pure with multiple core applications such as SAP, Oracle, and other stuff. So we simplify the life for you. We deliver for you a full stack architecture, fully engineered architecture that you don't need to think about any testing. The main idea here is everything is tested together, so you don't need to spend time testing anything. Now, this is where we offer Flash Stack. Now, Flash Stack is very simple. It's just the three components or three main components. We have Cisco UCS servers, which is well known as a data system, and Cisco well known in this area. We have Pure Storage, which is the leader of all flash technology or all storage in the market today, and we have Cisco networking, which is Cisco as a Cisco networking. It's well known. So all together, we combine them and we give you a flash stack. Now, the main idea about it, it's about like how I can build an architecture that I do it once and I keep innovating continuously. And this is where it's the best combination between Pure and Cisco. If you look to the Cisco now, Cisco, they build their UCS blade servers or the blade, the enclosure. It's mainly really, it's just about to have enclosure, and we call it a stateless architecture, where you just keep changing the blades as you like. Like for example, after 3 years, this blade is old. Okay, I'm running M3 or M4, change it, put M5. So all of this you can run it ongoing. You don't need to have any tech refresh or any major change or any major upgrade or any major activity. So the same we do with the Pure Storage. My colleague Yahya, he was discussing Evergreen, but Evergreen is more than business model. It's also going to the technical. Our software architecture, our hardware architecture allow us, okay, to build this stateless architecture where you can change anything. We give you the same exactly concept as a blade. We give you chassis where it's designed to live for 10 years, where you can just keep changing the controllers and the media. So this is allow you to keep innovating your environment. So today you are running, for example, on Skylake. Tomorrow you want to go to Cascade Lake. You just go change the compute. Now you need more performance from the storage. You just change the controllers. You upgrade the controllers. You change the media. So we make it very simple that you do one architecture that live for you like 20, 30 years. The only thing that you need to change the components. Now, the main 3 pillars that we build the solution on, it's really to provide the maximum simplicity that you can achieve, the maximum flexibility, and how we can run with the flash speed. So if you go into these points about simplicity, so we build a solution that you can really build it, run it in a few hours. You don't need really an effort to implement it. And this is also takes this simplicity down to the operation, how we can reduce the operational resources requirements by 60%. You don't need to have like 2 admins, one for the servers, one for the storage, one for VMware. No, we can deliver for you one interface where you can manage everything end to end. More about simplicity, this was also highlighted by Michel, and he thankfully he just shared some screenshots. Yes, Cisco Intersite, where you're gonna have like one centralized place, SaaS offering by Cisco, central place to monitor, manage, operate the full stack. And this is include Pure Storage. Pure Storage was one of the first storage that to be certified, integrated into Intersite. So imagine you have a solution, you have one single interface that you can manage, deploy, and even operate your system end to end from one interface. And not only for one site. This is also, you can think about it, if I have main site, DR site, I have like HCI, I have remote offices. It's all fall under one single interface. So here the idea. The idea is about like I will build one stack where I can run VMware, OpenShift, Kubernetes, containers, any automation you like, whatever application you need. Okay, you have legacy application, it's fine. You have containers that you want to run, it's fine. So we really take out all of these challenges, the headaches of CI and HCI, and replace it with one stack where you can run whatever you want. So support. Now, this is one of the major challenges for all organizations. And if you talk about like a team that he has like multiple servers or multiple compute nodes, so how I can have one single point to contact. And this is what we build with Cisco. So Cisco, they have engineers where they are trained on Pure Storage, where you can log a call with Cisco and they can support you end-to-end stack. I mean by end-to-end stack, it's from VMware to, for example, if we're running VMware, to Cisco servers, networking, down to Pure Storage. So it's one code. So imagine how much operation headache you can remove, because I don't want to open case with Cisco, open a case with VMware, open case with Pure. No, you can just have single contact, single support point of view. Now, if you talk about flexibility, it's about like how I can build a solution or a stack where I can consolidate my workloads. At the same time, I can have a very small footprint in the data center. In pure storage, we can deliver 3 petabyte in 6 rack units, 1.5 petabyte in 3 rack units. Imagine like how dense it is. So the same from Cisco. From Cisco, you can have 1 chassis, you can have like 8 powerful computes. So again, this is reduce the footprint for your data center, and it's more about for the customers or organization they are doing or they are hosting their infrastructure, where you don't need to go and buy or rent like racks. You can have 1 rack where you can consolidate everything. And the most important thing about like how I can run non-destructive upgrades, and this is one major thing from Cisco and Pure, and all together we do it. So you are running very critical application. Now, if you go to the financial services, we talk about banks. Banks, they cannot afford 1 minute downtime. The same for telecom, the same for retailers, especially for the 24 hours retailers. So nobody can afford like any downtime. So our architecture here is non-destructive upgrade, non-destructive everything. So if you build this architecture in this stack, we guarantee for you to run 100% availability all the time without any disruptive. So mainly the storage and the compute. The storage also, you can do any operation about like hardware architecture, expansion, upgrade the software, upgrade the hardware. All of this can be non-destructive. So imagine you put an architecture, you put 1 stack, and you keep running this stack, reduce the operation, and the major headache about operation is the upgrades. We solve also this problem. So non-disruptive upgrade. So no more wasted weekends. So you can upgrade your stack at any time and any day. Not only this, also with partnership of Cisco, we take this major application and we build for you Cisco validated design. We call it design. So it's mainly reference architecture. So if you want to run Oracle in your stack, you don't need to think about like what is the Oracle version, how I want to implement it, what is the architecture. We prepare for you a fully validated design that you can take it and start implementing. So this is really reduce the risk for you. You don't need to try. You don't need to do like keep testing. Like this is the best configuration. This is the best tuning. So no, we give it to you end-to-end ready. So you want to run Oracle, you want to run SAP, you want to run SAP HANA, Hyper-V, SQL, all of this. Even we go down to the Red Hat OpenShift. We have reference architecture for that. If you want to build your VMware Cloud Foundation, we have full reference architecture, validated design by components, going from VMware stack, which is VRA, VRO, NSX software-defined solution, Cisco ACI, down to Cisco servers, to the storage. We have more than 20 validated design documents, and we keep releasing more and more. So we have many solutions for VMware, many solutions for SAP, many solutions for Oracle. For healthcare organization here, guys, we have a solution also for healthcare. We have a full reference architecture for Epic, for example. We have a solution for AI and big data. So since we are running all flash, and you saw now the application that we are talking about, this application, or mainly core application, we talk about Oracle, we talk about SAP, we talk about like if you want to go NoSQL database, all of this, it's all about data. Now, we just mentioned in the beginning of this session, data now is very important. You need to keep reusing this data. So with all flash, we managed to decrease the latency by 60%. We increase the performance, the IOPS, reduce the latency. So this will reflect for your business. For example, for your business, it's mainly if I want to run a query, the query that takes, for example, for any front-end customer or for any front-end employee, the query that takes 5 minutes or 2 minutes, we can reduce it to 10 seconds, 5 seconds. So the SLA for your services will get enhanced. So this is what reflects big time in your business. The same for operation. So if you simplify the operation, then you're gonna reduce the time at the same time. Okay, and less problems, which will reduce, okay, the challenges for your end users. And all of this, it's really increase your productivity, increase your developer productivity if you are running, if you are doing like development, if you are doing banking, for example. I have one nice use case with banks, that when we replaced the storage with all flash, that he reduced the failure transaction, the failure transaction coming from 25% to 5%. So this is considered as a productivity. So the doctor, when he just call an image or a report, if he can get this report in 2 minutes instead of 10 minutes, this is increase the productivity. So overall, if you take it, it's really help to improve your time to market. If you are doing business, it's improve your productivity for your team and reduce the complexity of your system. Now, not only stack for traditional application, no, we have a flash stack for AI, where we cover many use cases for big data solution AI, from compute vision down to machine learning, deep learning, image analytics. So we have a fully certified solution where we take Cisco servers with NVIDIA, with our flash plate, and we run it in one fully engineered solution as a flash stack. So I think this is like for me. I will leave the remaining time for questions and answers.
So thank you very much, Yusuf, and I invite all the other speakers also, if they would like to participate in a few questions which have come in from the attendees. So can I call Rock? Can I call Michelle and Yaya and Yusuf? So you can put on your webcams. So very interesting discussion, and I really liked both the BMB side, where the BMB team presented the stack, modernization, automation, virtualization, and security. Very, very interesting. Also, the two-site data center architecture. The flash stack looks an absolutely amazing product, handling HCI, CI, reference architecture, and now, as Yusuf said, the AI part of it. Very interesting on timeout transactions reducing from 25 to 5%. So let's look at some of the questions which are coming in. For the BMB side, there is a question over here. The data center cluster which you presented, is this supported better with Microsoft or VMware, and what is the networking infrastructure required to manage a two-site data center? Go ahead, BMB team.
Okay, thank you for the question. Yes, of course, this stretch cluster that we talked about between the two data centers, where we're stretching the array and the network as well, we will complementing it by stretching the hypervisor as well. It is both supported from VMware and from Microsoft. It's part of the partner validation support from VMware. You can check it on VMware and Microsoft side. You can see that Pure Storage is one of the, with Active Cluster is one of the supported partners there. So you will have the seamless integration, and the HA, the Metro cluster from VMware will work across these two sites in a seamless way with the migration of VMs, etc. Now, back to the second part of the question, for the requirement for the bandwidth between, or the interlink between the two sites. Definitely, you need to have 10 gig connections and less than 11 millisecond delay. Why? Because we're doing a synchronous replication on the storage side. Synchronous replication means that whenever you have a write request coming from a host, you have in the main site, you have to write it first to the DR site across this link, and then you will acknowledge back back to the host. So it's very important to have a very small delay, maximum up to 11 milliseconds with Pure Storage and 10 gig connection. Thank you.
Interesting. So Yusuf and Yaya, anything over there on the Pure Storage side? Because I did see the Pure solution sitting in the center of the two-site architecture. Anything you would like to add over there, Yusuf? Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, thank you for this question. Yes, from point of view from active cluster, yes, we have validated designs and we have already white papers done. So yeah, we can have a VMware switch cluster. You can have a Microsoft Hyper-V switch cluster. If you want to run Oracle RAC switch cluster, so whatever application support this stretching, this can be done on over active cluster. So as my colleague Michel just mentioned, that it's just about like the network and other stuff where he can, if you just think about it like from hypervisor to the network and take it as a combined solution, how you can have active data center, so you can have the mobility where you run some workload in the main site or some workload in the DR site without any challenge moving the data in and out. And this is help you to reduce the RPO to 0. So if you lose one site, so simultaneously that site will go and take over and start operating for your customer or your application.
Okay, thank you. Very interesting. Another follow-up over there, if BMB has any reference sites in Saudi Arabia showing multi-site architecture. So in case Rock or Michelle, you want to offer any reference sites at this stage?
Not in Saudi Arabia. We have reference sites for for this, what we're talking about, for stretching the multi-pod. We have it in the region. We have a couple of references in Iraq. We have a reference, 2 references in Lebanon as well. Lately in Iraq, we've done, we're currently implementing multi-pod design. This is exactly the use case we're using. We demonstrated in this presentation in the British Petroleum in Basra. So this is currently running now.
Very interesting. I think petroleum is an interesting market sector. So coming to the pure storage side, again, one question over here. I think Yusuf, you had mentioned that we have reference architectures based on the vertical market. I think the reference was healthcare. So Yaya, would you like to answer whether Pure Storage is offering any other reference architectures? I think this was on the flash stack or something related over there for other market segments. Yusuf or Yaya, go ahead, please. So Yaya, you're on mute still. If you can unmute yourself. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, the Cisco validated designs are based on the different technologies, and it's not only for a particular sector. However, if the question is about the references in a certain sector, as the health sector, I think Yusuf has more visibility on the other sectors where we have the same validated designs. So Yusuf, you may answer if you have any.
Sorry guys, I got disconnected. So just can you repeat the question? Sorry, just to understand, because I got disconnected.
Yes. So in your presentation, you had mentioned about reference architecture for healthcare segment. Question is, do we have reference architectures for other market segments? Go ahead, please.
Yes. Now here it's more about reference architecture for the technology, right? So for example, Oracle database is used for banking, used for healthcare, used for retail, used for telecommunication, right? So this is where you build your Oracle infrastructure architecture, and this is where the reference, okay? But at the other side, we have many references that we deploy flash stack or pure storage on this kind of verticals or industries. Like, so we have many health care or health care references. We have many banking references. We have telecommunication references. So it's more about like the technology, how you deploy the Oracle or how you deploy it. But yes, we have the both sides. We can, as a reference architecture, where we do the technology wise and where we deploy it.
Okay, so coming now to another question for Pure Storage on the Evergreen. Does the Evergreen also apply to Pure as a service in the cloud? I think this is a clarification required. Go ahead, Pure Storage team, Yaya and Yusuf.
So yeah, so for Evergreen, yeah, in the cloud, Evergreen is there for all models that we have. So this is like a standard from our side. Now for the cloud, it's more as a software. Yes, it's there, Evergreen. Pure as a service, it's included 100%.
Let me just, yeah, okay. Now about the cyber security again, question over there. Can you give any more clarification on how this Pure Storage has inbuilt cyber security for protection on ransomware, other types of attacks? You had briefly mentioned it in your presentation.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Yusuf, and go ahead.
Yeah, nice question. So yeah, and we, I mean, like if you look to the, I mean, like I will focus more on ransomware. Yes, there is many other attacks and many other security breaches there. But yeah, from security, Pure Storage, like it's secure by design, and we are focusing big time on this area. So starting from enabling data encryption at rest, encrypting even the data on fly. This is also an option there, and how to store the data encrypted. More to this also, we take like ransomware specifically as a use case where the ransomware, when it get attacked or attack any organization, it go and decrypt all of this data. So if this data is stored in Pure Storage, we have an option, we call it safe mode. This option, what it will do, it will help you that we can take immutable snapshots of this volumes, this file systems, whatever object that you are storing the data on. Does not that prevent changing anything, because it will be immutable, read only, nobody can change anything on that. But this is not a ransomware solution still, because if the attacker managed to get to your network, encrypt your data, okay, I have a solution that I have snapshot. But what if this attack or hacker managed to get access to our storage? So he can simply just delete this volume or delete this snapshot, so you will not even get this data, so it will be deleted. So what we do, we have option, it's called safe mode. It's mainly for ransomware. This option, even like for organization where if they requested, it will be enabled by our engineering, our support. Is not a normal process. Even the organization has to nominate up to 5 people with PIN code. Is very secure, where we can disable deleting any object or any snapshot or any volume, even for the admins themselves. If they want to do any changes, deleting, even put the timer, change the timer, they have to contact Pure Storage. So it's very secure that you can protect your data from encryption or from any ransomware attack, as well as you prevent or protect the data from being deleted out of the storage or wiped.
So, thank you, Yusuf. I would like to add one thing, if you allow me, Aaron. Whatever we have mentioned regarding the encryption or the immutable snapshots that Yusuf have mentioned before, all of these are coming for free with no extra license. Actually, in Pure Storage, we are unique that we don't have any extra license for the capabilities. So there will be no need to pay an extra license to activate the encryption or to activate the protected flash copies. So this is something that we believe that it's unique for Pure Storage, and it's option, it's there. Everybody can be utilizing it without adding any extra cost or any hidden fees.
Thank you very much for the clarification. And just from the BMB team, since security is such an important part of your architecture, any clarifications you want to give over there as to how you protect a full stack solution, where you mentioned modernization, automation, security? Go ahead, Michelle. Any comments over there?
Well, in BMB, we have security everywhere, part of our offering. So it's at all layers that I mentioned. Even at the infrastructure layer, we mentioned we complement the data security that Yusuf mentioned and Yahya by implementing micro-segmentations, by integrating the traffic flows to go through a data center firewall. Then on Cisco, we can have the ETA implemented on the Nexus layer. We can have Stealth Watch just for threat prevention. So all the layers of the securities, we will have. Maybe we need a session, a dedicated session, to cover them on from bottom all the way up to the public cloud. We have security products and solution to secure data center environment.
Okay, thank you. That's very interesting over there. I think security embedded across all your solutions. We have one last question coming in again for Pure Storage. So you mentioned, I think, Yusuf, this is related to the AI reference architecture inbuilt into Flash Stack. The question is, why is AI, are you ahead of the curve, too much ahead of the curve when we are still on CI and HCI? why is Pure Storage looking at AI architectures at this stage? Go ahead, Yusuf, and
Thank you for this question. So yeah, I mean, like this is like sometimes they ask like, okay, why storage company talk about AI? Now, from Pure Storage, we have a specific product which is FlashBlade, and it's built for unstructured data, and it's built for such use cases about big data and AI. So it's built to host and store this unstructured data. So the main challenge for any AI solution, big data solution, or any analytics solution, it's about like how I can access this data, how I can get the intelligence of this data, how I can have one centralized place. This is the consolidation mainly, how I can have one centralized place where I have all of this data access, and I can do one query for all of this data. How can correlate this data? For example, for the bank, if he wants to have a view for the customer, and instead of going like to multiple platforms or multiple silos, he can have it have all of this in one place where he can run one query and one system. Even if the system, okay, two systems looking for the same data, so no need to have two storage systems. So Pure Storage was one of the first storage company to have full AI certified solutions. So we have certified solution with Cisco, we have certified solution with NVIDIA, that it's fully engineered. It's providing you the cloud experience of AI solution, where you have one stack, you have the full automation, you can run any platform, any application, or any algorithm that you want from AI or machine learning. So this is like just quick because of the time, because we have a lot of things to talk about it, but definitely we are delivering this solution, and we have a lot of alliance with multiple partners such as Splunk, Elasticsearch for log security analytics, with the cloud era, with for DevOps, for containers. So we have many solutions for on that area.
So very interesting. I think we have covered quite a large span for modern infrastructure to support cloud and other transformation type of applications. So as we come to the end of this absolutely interesting 60-minute session, I'd like to invite all four of you to give your key takeaways, recommendations, or any tips, best practices you would like to offer to the attendees. So starting again with the BMB and then the Pure Storage team. So Rob, anything you would like to share with the attendees? Key takeaways, best practices. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, sorry, my mic was muted. No, I just want to just to make the link with what Yusuf was saying about the AI, because for us as BMB, we are very much into AI at the moment. So we're working a lot with so many use cases on AI. So this is a good part. I am not a technical person, as you know. I'm the group marketing leader for BMB, so I cannot add value on the technical side. But I just wanted to say that AI for us is really a hot topic, and we're involved a lot in this perspective. Thank you very much, Arun, for hosting this great event.
Thank you, Rob. So Michelle, over to you. Key takeaways, recommendations, best practices like to offer. Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you, Arun. What I would like to say and to emphasize on the importance of having a partner such as BMB, experience of BMB in implementing the integration as being a system integrator, integrating these different components and the bricks of the data center, because these complexities that we have now on a different level, you need someone with various experience and knowledge and ability to integrate these all different products together in order to come up with a successful project or deployment. And we have been successful in this area by delivering a lot of data center services to our clients. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for having us today.
Thank you, Michelle. Yes, a lot of pressure on today's system integrators to move fast on digital transformation and other imperatives for business. So yeah, your key takeaways for.
Thank you. What I'd like to say that the future is now. So I will encourage all of the audience to start exploring the capabilities and how they can increase their business and the opportunities that they have by utilizing their data and modernize their data assets. So my last takeaway is that take the step now. So that's it. Thank you very much, and thank you for your cooperative attendance. Yusuf.
Yes,
thank
you.
you. And as you, I mean, just to finish, as you mentioned, Evergreen giving a long baseline for pure storage, customers giving them confidence in future readiness. So obviously that's a very important point. Go ahead, Yusuf.
Yeah, so from my side, I like from technical point of view, honestly, it's more about like when you come any architect any solution, you don't build it for now, you build it for future. And pure storage, honestly speaking, is just a product for future. So you don't think what application coming, you don't know what application coming, what workload that you need. So it's all I always like tell our customers that pure storage is not product for now, is product for future. It's give you like with more flexibility that you can build on top of that. With Cisco solution and BMB as a main system integrator for us, we deliver a full solution end to end. That even like BMB, they deliver like some other areas like network security and other stuff that help the customer to deliver end to end solution or end to end architecture from our side. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Yusuf. So on that note, I'd like to close the session. So on behalf of Global CIO Forum, the speakers here, Michelle, Rock, Yusuf, and Yaya, I thank all the attendees for sitting through these 60+ minutes, absolutely engaging content and discussion. Look forward to seeing you once again. So goodbye and thank you very much all.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Have a night. Bye.